Good afternoon and good evening, wherever you are at different part of the Asia. This is Pranav Kumar. I am chair of CXPA Asia Regional Leadership Council. The Customer Experience Professional Association is a global non-profit organization dedicated to advancing the practice of customer experience management and creating career growth for CX professionals. The CXPA provides resources, education, and networking opportunities to help CX professionals improve customer experiences and drive business results. Happy CX Day and greetings to all the CX professionals and CX enthusiasts joining us from across the globe, more so from Asia region. It is a pleasure to host a live panel discussion on this occasion involving expert panel members across our 6 countries in Asia. CXPA Asia organizes this session and is live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. You are welcome to post your comments and queries wherever you are, in whatever channel you are. CXP celebrates Customer Experience Day, popularly called CX Day, every year on the first Tuesday of October. Many programs, sessions, awards, celebrations are happening across the globe in organizations and among the CX communities. Good CX doesn't just happen. It requires consistent leadership, support to intentional work led by dedicated CX professionals. This year, celebration is focused on imperative for CX to contribute to a better world by making a positive, sustainable difference not only for organizations' bottom line, but also for the customers, employees, and of course, organization. We have a large panel of experts from 6 countries of Asia to celebrate and to elaborate this here. Now we'll start now the panel discussion. Before that, let me check if the people are having any difficulty from anywhere in any channel can put in their comment box. I'm talking about the audience across the channel, LinkedIn, YouTube, uh, Twitter. Now it is called X, and Facebook and YouTube, of course. So anybody has any problem, we can see your comments here. So let me introduce my panelists one by one, and we will ask them to define the CX in their perspective in a more activity level kind of thing. The first panelist I'm going to introduce is with me is the John. Uh, John Brunkard is a customer success and experience leader based in Singapore and covering the APAC plus Japan region. He is currently head of customer success at Sitecore, the leading provider of an end-to-end composable digital experience platform, empowering brands to make unforgettable connections with their customers. John is CCSP, CCSM, and level 5 and was voted top 100 customer success strategies for 2021 and 2022. John, what is your perspective on CX definition? How do you define CX?
Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Well, for me, working for a software as a subscription company, we're in a B2B business model. So our customers, are concerned about the value realization and the outcomes they achieve at each touch point when they interact with our company. We see, it's their perception of their organization based on, the interactions and experiences that they have. So these experiences can be positive or negative, and that greatly influences their decision to continue or discontinue with their subscription. So they engage with us, through at each of the touch points, and it's not just dealing with people; it's also from our website, dealing with our support team, our sales, our onboarding and training, and each interaction contributes to their overall customer experience.
Thanks, John. Let me introduce my second panelist. He's also from Singapore. Dr. Francis Go is a digital innovation lead for Amazon Web Services (AWS) in ASEAN, inspiring training and coaching clients on innovation engagements. Prior to this, he was the CEO of a global HR consulting firm, Mercer, the president CEO of Fujitsu, Singapore, and general manager of HP Services. Dr. Go founded Hasid Consulting, which specializes in customer experience, corporate strategy, innovation, and digital strategies. Recently, Francis has been awarded the LinkedIn Top Voice for Entrepreneurship and Giving Back to Society by coaching startup founders more than 100 and teaching MBA students at NUS Business School, Singapore. Over to Francis, please.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Happy CX Day to everyone. It's great to be here with you in this evening, hot and humid Singapore. Now, in response to the question, how I would interpret what is CX, I would say it will be the sum of all total interactions, all touch points of a customer that could have that exceed the expectations. Now, resulting in meeting the objectives of the service provider, and therefore it's a win-win situation, therefore translating to loyalty among both sides and making it a wonderful experience for anyone to come back and reuse the services or the products all over again and again.
Thank you, Francis. Thanks a lot. We have the next panelist from Vietnam. Than Hang is a seasoned customer experience expert with over 20 years of experience working for leading financial organizations in Vietnam. Throughout her career, she has held various roles in business analysis, strategic planning, market research, marketing, and customer experience management. Currently, Tang Hang is the head of customer experience at MB Shinsei Financial Limited, responsible for developing and executing CX strategy. In this role, she oversees the design, implementation, and continuous improvement of CX program, ensuring that they align with the company's overall business objective. Over to CX leader from Vietnam, Than Hang, please.
Hello everyone. Hello from Vietnam. I'm very happy to be here to meet all of you here. Okay. Paul and Francis has just shared, we can see that customer experience in many things, but in my view, it can be broadly be described as a perception a customer had of a brand. It is embedded into every interaction, and each interaction is an opportunity to build a stronger bond between the organization and the customer. So in a nowadays dynamic business environment, we can see that customer needs and preference have become increasingly sophisticated. And our customer can have exposure with diversified business practice. They can have huge sources of preference. These all have impact to their perception, and that's why managing customer experience has become more and more challenging for organization in nowadays. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And let me invite now Dr. Kartina Sury joining from Jakarta, Indonesia. Dr. Kartina is not just a marketing enthusiast, but a seasoned professional with a long track career in financial services and industry. Now, with her senior fellow and board of advisor role, she continues her exploration through strategic marketing, customer experience, and digital innovation. Throughout her career, she has been at the forefront of ever evolving FSI landscape, where she contributes to the industry shift. Her work revolves around a relentless pursuit of understanding and enhancing the customer experience through digital innovation. Over to Kartina, please.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you, Pranav, for the introductions. It's same probably from Jakarta here. It's kind of like humid as well as what Francis mentioned about Singapore, perhaps. So I think jumping into how we define CX actually. CX is something that I believe it's a multi-dimensional aspect that consists of every single kind of like cognitive, emotional, behavioral, social, and kind of like sensorial as well, that people or the customers can feel or can touch on or can interact with when they are really interacting with the brand. So it's a more towards like the involvement of every interactions of customers and a company. That's how perhaps I define CX, and it's the whole entire journey of the process. It's coming from the pre-purchase, the purchase, until the post-purchase itself. So over to you, Pranav.
Thank you, Dr. Kartina. Now let us go to the west part of the Asia. Uh, Ali Malik joins us live from Pakistan. Ali Malik is a certified customer experience professional, CCXP, specialized in CX brand and market research, metrics and measurement, mystery shopping, and voice of customer program. Ali is also a co-founder of Pakistan's first ever and Asia's exclusive CX research strategy consulting and training firm called Static A. He has helped dozens of companies conduct meaningful business insights, audit customer experience and operations excellence, map customer journey, design and engineer CX and service design, employees experience, engagement, voice of customer, NPS, and CX strategy framework. Over to Ali, please.
Hi, Pranav. Thank you for the fascinating introduction. I never knew I was doing too many things. Hi, everyone, and happy customer experience day to everyone around. So, refer to your questions, Pranav. I believe customer experience is the perception a customer form by going through the sum of various interactions with a brand over the period of time. I think it would be the easiest definition for our audience, maybe, to understand. The perception they form based on the entire experience would be the customer experience, actually. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you very much. And let me come back to India. We have Jayalakshmi Sudarshan from HP. She's also a member of the board of CXPA. Jaya is certified customer experience professional with over a decade of experience driving customer experience loyalty program across Asia and the Pacific and Japan. She is an expert in customer experience strategy and analytics, experience in partnering across culture. She leads a global virtual team at HP. Over to Jayalakshmi, please.
Thank you, Pranav. Can you hear me okay? All right. So I firstly, happy customer experience day to everyone. It is fantastic to be here with all of you today to celebrate CX Day. And secondly, there's a lot that's been said about what CX is. Perhaps I'll do the reverse and tell you what CX is most definitely not. CX is not just customer service. CX is not just relationship management. I think CX starts from when you start your R&D and you start creating your product. From there all the way to the support as well. So CX is throughout the entire journey that the customer has with you, all those moments of truth, whether tangible or not tangible, right? And with all different areas or touch points. It could be a human to human interaction, it could be a digital interaction, right? Any interaction that a customer goes through with you, all that comes under the purview of customer experience. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Jaya. And at last, let me introduce a very senior CX professional from Sri Lanka, Sandra D. Zoysa. Sandra is a Group Chief Customer Officer of Dialog, Axiata, Sri Lanka. She is also the Director of Dialog Business Services. Sandra is a thought leader passionate about spreading the sphere of customer experience. Over to Sandra in Colombo, please. I think
my explanation of what customer experience is all about. I'll give you a quick definition, the way I kind of explain it to a layman in very layman's terms. It is really the sum of all, interactions or within a given journey, the most points of interaction that a customer remembers in a journey or an interaction they've had with your organization or with a representative of your organization that encapsulates from start point to the end point of, let's say, if you have a call or if you have someone walk into your service center or if you make a complaint, it could be via a digital channel and the kind of response you have. So it is basically all of the episodes within the journey and what that finally ends up with. At the end of a journey or an interaction journey, a customer will then have a feeling of being satisfied, dissatisfied, happy, unhappy, feeling like it's awesome, and that really encapsulates what customer experience is. So for me, the way I explain it to someone is not customer experience, is customer service. Could be looking inside out, while customer experience is looking outside in, because it's about the person who's the recipient of the service, the way they feel and the way you leave them feeling is what that experience is about. It's intangible, so it all depends on their perception or your tangible offering or what they consume from you tangibly, and how that makes them feel.
Thank you very much, Sandra. So we are seven of us in the live visible to you. We have eighth one. His name is Prasanna Kumar, and he's there at the back end. Actually, he's one of the 13 CXPA Asia Council member. He's responding to many of your questions and helping us from the back end. So thank you, Prasanna Kumar, supporting the whole operations from behind. Now we move to the further. Actually, I'm very happy to see that many CX enthusiasts and experts join this live stream on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and even Twitter. Feel free to express your ideas, insights, comments. We will also try to take up some questions wherever time permits in between as well at the end also. Also, I have published an article on the same topic today on LinkedIn. We'll share to you the link. You can go through later on and share your comments, what you think about customer experience and the good CX and how it impacts the employee organizations and the customers. The most important thing is that. Now let us start the panel discussion, starting from the impact of CX on the customer and business. So let me call first Ali Malik from Pakistan. Uh, Ali, we often hear that customer experience is a pivotal for business success. Can you share a specific example of how a company's commitment to exceptional CX led to a positive transformation in customer loyalty and satisfaction?
Thank you, Pranav. Great question. I take the opportunity to talk in the context of the regional Asian and the local Pakistani perspective for this question. If you see the region, especially predominantly the South Asian region, most of the brands, most of the companies here are mostly product-led. They are product-centric and they are not very much conscious about the whole customer experience. So in last many years, especially in last 1 decade, we have seen a lot of brands come in with the same identical products coming in, and there was almost no differentiation for these brands at a specific point. So from some years, it's been encouraging to see that a lot of brands are now thinking the sense of differentiation and from the sense of building relationships with the customers and building greater customer experience, end-to-end experiences to their customers. So if you talk about a specific example, I'll prefer to quote a very local example rather than a global example. In Pakistan, I'm based in Lahore, and Lahoris are basically very, very, very food savvy and food loving people. So we regularly go to the restaurants and go to the local and traditional foods and the fast foods as well. So I see this brand. By the way, we are going through from last 1 year, we are going through some hyperinflation economical stats, and a lot of people have contained their dining experiences, and they have been limited to their needs, want, and preferences. And I see a lot of restaurants around have decreasing the customer footfall. But then I see this one brand called Cheesiest. It's a fast food restaurant around Pakistan. And while traveling on my car or moving around, I see a huge turnover at their restaurants. When I pass through their restaurants, especially on weekends, I see huge queue, and that reminds me some of the biggest short shack type of restaurant feel over there. So it fascinated me go over there and visit them as a guest experience, and I see a very exceptional service design, and they had a very deep focus on the customer experience as a restaurant, which impressed me a lot. So I divided into two aspects. One is the emotion. So when I visited there as a customer, I seen the ambience, the speed of service. When I ordered the food and when I'm dining in, my family is dining in, and we are watching the people having empathy and doing the regular follow up of foods. And if we like anything, if we would like to change anything, if we want to refill the drinks, and then the acknowledgement by the people over there, like from entrance to sitting to exit. After every few minutes, staff comes in and they are very caring and empathetical and concerned with you and every family member of you. So this fascinated me a lot from the emotional part. And since we all believe that emotional experience is one of the most important component of the customer experience, but nevertheless, I see the success of this restaurant was not only as well. So when you talk about the speed of service, when you talk about the refills, when you talk about the presentation of the food, the smell of the food, the taste of the food, the recipes, and the overall design, I see a clear reason why this brand is getting a lot of commercial traffic over there, commercial revenues, why I'm hearing a lot of good words from the people around my office, my home, my family, my relatives, and why there is a strong standing on the social media with a positive word of mouth and loyalty as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Ali. So I
Yeah.
think we need to be, you want to conclude that?
Yeah. So I believe I'm very happy and optimistic to share with you. Sorry, I've taken a little more time, but the case I wanted to build with you guys is it's so positive to see in the region in India, Pakistan, Middle East, most of the work in Middle East. So I see a lot of companies, a lot of government organizations, a lot of brands are now focusing on customer experience and building better relationships. And this is something very encouraging for the Asian region. Thank you.
Thanks. So now let us move further with Ali. Sorry, thanks, Ali. Now we'll go to John. John, how do you quantify the impact of a positive customer experience on an organization's bottom line, profit, and overall success? Are there any specific metric or key performance indicators, KPIs, that can effectively measure and communicate the outcome of a good CX strategy?
Yeah, thank you. Great question. And sorry, a belated happy CX Day to everyone. So three different areas come to mind that are especially important for me as head of customer success at a software subscription business. So one of the clearest indicators of a positive CX is the growth of expansion revenue. So satisfied customers are more likely to expand their subscriptions, purchase additional services, upgrade to higher tier plans, and therefore this has a direct impact on our revenue. This is called net recurring revenue. Another one that people often overlook is to reduce customer acquisition cost, because in a subscription business model, it's actually quite costly to acquire new customers versus looking after the installed base. However, CX can play a significant role in reducing customer acquisition costs, and this happens through customer advocacy and referrals from your existing customers who have had a great experience. So this can be done like through word of mouth, referral programs, online reviews, testimonials, case studies, success stories, and customer advocacy programs. And then one more that's important to me is what's called customer lifetime value. So, positive customer experience leads to a higher customer lifetime value because customers are going to stay with you longer and also increase their annual recurring revenue throughout their life cycle using your product.
Thanks. Uh,
So back to
thanks,
you.
thanks, John. Yeah. Now let us. So far we have discussed about the panelists had responded about that how it impacts the business and how it impacts the customers. The third part, which is the most important, is that how does it impact the employee? So I'm going to put these questions to Sandra from Sri Lanka. So Sandra, you lead a big organization. The you are the chief customer officer of an organization. I believe that you manage the customer very well. My question is slightly different. My question is that how does providing a better customer experience translate into improved employee satisfaction and employee engagement? Can you share any instance where companies have aligned employee experience with customer experience for a mutual benefit?
Yeah, thanks for that question, Pranav. And again, happy Customer Experience Day to everyone. So, looking at that, I think when a company actually decides to prioritize the provision of good customer experience as one of their business strategies, it will very often, directly or indirectly, really help to boost employee satisfaction as well as engagement. There are two realms. One, of course, is CX and employee engagement, and the other is not only just engagement, it's the other side of the coin on customer experience, which is employee experience. So, to me, managing employee experience as well as employee engagement are both really very important, and I think they are very intricately linked for a variety of reasons. Firstly, I think at the heart of every customer experience professional, including all of us, we have this deep desire to help other people, to provide solutions, and to see people being made happy, putting a smile on people's faces when we do something for them. And that really is the gratification that us customer professionals get. So when employees see also, just like us, their efforts being rewarded that way, then they also get immense satisfaction. But one of the things I've noticed about young days, especially millennials and these segments, and most of my employees, I would say nearly 90% of my customer experience team are really all belong in these segments, in millennial and Gen Z especially. And these people have I've noticed they have a higher sense of purpose and fulfillment. And for them, purpose is really very important. So sometimes this becomes even more important than even salary and various other little things and other benefits that they get, because they really want to make a bigger difference in the world. They think of a bigger purpose in what they do, even in their little day-to-day tasks. So I think as CX professionals, when we design better customer experiences, often it means smoother processes and fewer complaints, and that in turn supports our employees to make their lives easier. When we give them clearer guidelines and more efficient systems, it makes it so much easier for them to serve their customers with ease. And that really helps to get the engagement going and a better employee experience. Another, I think, would be the focus that the organization puts in and gets employees also to do the same when it comes to employee feedback. Also, I mean, just like we listen to customers, we have to listen to employees as well, and we need to use this employee feedback as a learning tool for the organization, and that really will allow for employees to understand customer experience, that we also pay attention to employee experience, and to sort of be able to foster a more personal and professional commitment to the profession itself. Then also, I think being a part of a bigger brand and a well-known company also gives people, the organization, and the people a great sense of pride and joy working for an organization that is customer centric. So that also gives good amount of satisfaction and really brings satisfaction. So I think these are some of the reasons on why we should look at really imbibing customer service and customer experience practices within an organization. Pranav, I think there's a second part of it, like, benefits, but I think a lot of those you had already addressed in your article that you spoke about a little while ago. Some, I think, examples related to Southwest Airlines, Apple, Zappos, and Starbucks. Wonderful things that they do. From my end, I can think of one that Dialog does, which is an initiative called SFH, and that stands for Service from My Heart. This is a program that really we started 11 years ago, and this is also has now become the corporate value number one. And this survey around Service from My Heart has really helped, because it's worked well at Dialog. The whole of Axiata group across our 7 countries that we operate in have also imbibed this program and taken this program on. It's really helped us to kind of build a good customer-centric culture around the company. And in this last 9 years, we've, I would say, very greatly succeeded in putting the DNA of service into the whole organization.
That's great. Yeah. So interesting. Actually, so what happened so far? Now, there was a time where the famous quote of Henry Ford: "Any color will do as long as it is black." Consumers and customer were having similar kind of requirement. They were not having enough options. Now, not only the option has increased, but the people, the demography a business reaches out is also very diverse. The challenge is that how to manage a different culture, different kind of customer, different kind of employee interest, and how can the customer experience do that, the customize that. That is the challenge. So these questions I'm going to put to Jayalakshmi, that different customer segment may have varying expectations. How can organizations ensure their CX strategies are flexible enough to accommodate diverse customer needs and preferences? Jayalakshmi, please.
Thank you, Pranav. I do believe that customers today are really empowered. They have a lot of information. They're not afraid to say what they want, and they want things to be in a certain way. Now, I'll give you an example of this with, let's say you're a consumer in the market looking to buy a laptop, right? If you pick, there are different segments of laptops that you could pick, right? For example, if you could pick something that is very basic, or you could go for something that really puts in all the different up to date, the best technology there is. For example, the gaming laptops that we have in the market today. Now, as you can imagine, the target audience for each of these different segments is different, right? And it is extremely important for us to firstly understand our audiences for each of these segments. So understanding the customer is a big pillar here. And once we understand the customer, then we'll have to really look at how do we know what is important for them, and therefore how can we intentionally design their experiences and journey with us with really what matters to them, right? For example, if somebody, for example, in India is going to spend about 1 lakh or 2 on buying a particular laptop, right? The expectation is that for such a premium laptop, for instance, the service has to be premium as well. So they are expecting a differentiated service than what you would get in a normal basic laptop, right? So depending on this and the different kind of audience, right, how we talk to them, how we service them. Like today, people do not want to do the traditional phone support anymore. They want something instant, right? So they take to WhatsApp and different modes of reaching us. So it is very important and essential for us right from you start building the product all the way up to servicing it, that we ensure that we understand our audience and we ensure and acknowledge that each of their requirements and journeys and expectations would be different, and then we plan for those journeys and always try to exceed their expectations. So that's how challenging it is, and that is how we work on that. Pranav, yeah, back to you.
Yeah, interesting. Uh, so when you have a mindset to approach to customize your strategies to different kind of customers, you need to be supported with technology. Thankfully, the modern technology came up very strong, helping us to do a lot with technology. So I'm going to ask these questions to my next panelist, Than Hang from Vietnam. Tan Ang, can you explain with the rapid advancement of technology, how can businesses strike a balance between utilizing innovative tools like ChatGPT or AI and automation while still providing a human touch in their customer interaction? How do you balance between high tech and high touch?
Thank you, Pranav. Actually, normally we always consider how to balance between high touch and high touch, but from my view, I think that it's not the battle between the high touch and high touch. We can see that high touch and high touch complementary to each other. And you can see that in customer experience, emotion play a critical factor is to keep the customer loyal to the organization. For example, I'm from the banking finance sector. Okay, so even in banking and finance sector, they already apply a lot of advanced technology such as EKYC for identifying customer or virtual agent or voice biometric. We still need for personal experience. Okay, so in my from my point of view, technology enable financial institutions to automate the basic administrative and routine tasks and process. It have free up the employee to focus more on complex tasks, which require a lot of interaction between the employee and customer. This may involve the strategic conversation with customer. Why? So technology not only have fulfill the functional needs, but also it a strong support in understanding customer emotion, like by analyzing the tone of voice or face expression, unstructured comment on social media. The bank or the finance company can understand the customer better, get more customer insight, which helps them to improve the customer experience. So, how to balance the between the high tech and high touch? I think that the first thing is we consider the market segment, whether it's the mass market or high-end segment. And the second thing is we consider what is the customer need. They need some routine or basic tasks to complete, or they need more sophisticated. They have a more sophisticated demand. Based on the customer analysis, we can use the suitable or the appropriate tool for each task, and that technology can complement and can help the organization to better serve the customer.
Thank you, Tanang. Now,
Yeah.
see, this is the digital age, right? The many new things are coming up. So I'll continue with Tanhang, and I've also invite Dr. Kartina Sury here. And I start with the Kartina Sury that as we move further into digital age, we are already at very high tech age, but further I'm talking about what are some emerging challenges organizations face in maintaining exceptional customer experience across various digital touchpoints. Dr. Kartina, please.
Thank you, Pranav, for the questions. Again, in welcoming today's CX Day, this topic seems very relevant to us because we are now entering what we call as the whatever it is, digital age, industry 4.0, and everything else that we can mention into the contractions of digital and technology. I think I would like to continue what previously has mentioned by Hang. That in this digital age, what is really happening to CX? Okay, so I prefer to look back into the original stories around CX actually. So what is the kind of like the basic, the basic source of CX? As per what we see now. So originally, customer experience is sourced from the discussions around services marketing. And then moving ahead, as times goes by, we discuss as well about the sort of like relationship marketing, the service dominant logic. That's along with the theory and the experiential marketing that ever evolved within some years back. And together with the development of digital and tech that we are seeing now, so the critical part is how we could do continuous evaluation, continuous assessment on operational and business kind of like process. So if you mentioned earlier, Pranav, about this high tech and high touch kind of thing. So this is the challenge that we are facing in terms of how we analyze the business process, the operational process, to understand perfectly which part needs the human interaction and which part needs the sort of like the digital kind of like support. So on some occasions, I often see that we are falling behind in terms of like understanding, for example, once we implement the chatbot, then everything should be run by the chatbot. But we don't measure critically which part of the interaction, which part of the conversations that really need to be shifted back to the human interactions. That is a kind of like example that I could offer here. So the fundamental kind of like reasons here is we cannot directly translate CX into something to do with digital or tech adoptions. And simply think, okay, digital and CX is sort of like, it's sort of like complementing each other, and let everything is being done on the tech kind of like tech-led kind of projects or something like that. So the context here, coming back to what we always mention as the multi-dimensional aspect. So we come back to the key building blocks, which is the touch points, context, and qualities. I think that's all for me.
Thank you very much. Very quickly, Tanhang, you want to add anything on this question of digital age? Very quickly, if you have.
Yeah, very good sharing. Okay, I think that we can go on. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's move further and further on this. See, we all know that the CX impacts the business, right? CX, good CX often associated with increased customer retention. How can organizations leverage positive customer experiences to drive further growth and tap into the new opportunity? These questions I would like to ask John as well as Dr. Kartina to respond. So starting with John, please.
Yeah, thank you. Some ideas come to mind. Positive customer experience can be a platform for upselling and cross-selling. So as we know, happy customers are more receptive to adding additional products or services from your company or additional features to enhance their experience further. They can also be great advocates and be used for referrals to bring you into new customers or to expand within your existing customer across different departments. You could also implement loyalty programs to reward repeat business and referrals. Another idea that comes to mind is community building, like you could foster a sense of community among your customers where they can interact with each other and help to promote your brand and lead to increased engagement and even more referrals. Also, one that I've experienced is that, if you become well known as providing great customer experience and your brand is highly recognized, that can open the door to other strategic partnerships where you can be a complementary solution to another vendor, and those collaborations can bring you into new audience or customers that you may not have thought about before, so therefore new growth opportunities. And similar, it can also help to expand into new markets as a springboard, into new geography regions or industry verticals as your reputation for customer excellence becomes well known.
Thank you. Dr. Kartina, would you like to add something here?
Perhaps not much, but I just would like to highlight that leveraging positive customer experience means means the context here that we are also leveraging the peer-to-peer influence and the positive word of mouth, definitely through the digital platform. So at the end of the day, the homework that we need to do to leverage customer experience is on the marketing strategy as well as the business strategy. And why I mentioned the business strategy, I think John touched on the cross-sell, upsell kind of thing. So for me, when we drive business growth and tap into new markets, new opportunities, including the activities around the cross-sell and upsell, what we simply need to do is we need to underline our effort back into the fundamental ground, which is like how we use every single thing that we have from the community, from the omni-channel kind of like experience that we have implemented into something meaningful towards the customer engagement.
Yeah, thank you. Any organizations who decides to be customer centric, the problem is that everybody has their own perception about their idea, their strategy, even the definition of the customer experience. The major challenge any business leader face is the alignment of the team, cross-functional team, to one strategy. So I want to bring here Francis. Francis, CX should align with an organization's overall strategy. It should not be a departmental strategy, right? How can companies ensure that their CX efforts seamlessly integrates into their business goals and values?
Okay, hi, thanks, Pranav. That was a great question. I'd like to really decipher and bring that question down to from 30,000 feet down to a bit more tangible, particularly for the day-to-day employees that we deal with daily and how they deal with the customers. There are three elements I'd like to talk about. First of all, is the layer of the culture piece, where organizations needs to translate that very tangibly to the employees to be able to have and behave and have the culture value of customer centricity, so that they truly reflect and their values and they give that customer centric behavior towards everything they do. That's the first one, the inspiration piece. The second piece is about training piece, enablement and capability, so that the strategy is to ensure the employees get the required training, capabilities, enablement in order to execute. Take, for example, customer journey mapping is one of the tools that they should be very fully aware about and how to use it. Like another example would be another tool is like customer empathy maps. They must be able to use that, derive that for a specific use case. Now, the final third piece would be bringing something very tangible. What is in it for me, for the employees? So the strategy has to link all the way down from 30,000 feet to what's in it for me, for every employee. It could be in the sense of every form of what's in it for me. It could be resources, it could be financial, it could be non-tangible elements. Once that is really clear, then I believe the individual employee will be able to deliver and execute the values and able to use the tools that they have been trained on to serve the customers with all their hearts.
Yeah, that's really good actually, and we should use whatever tools are available. Like you talked about customer journey map. When they do together, the whole team gets aligned to one kind of strategy, right? Uh, Here, I would go to Tang Hang. Would you like to add something from your perspective on the same questions?
Um, Sorry.
Yeah, CX should align with organization's overall strategy. How can
Mm,
companies ensure that their CX efforts seamlessly integrate into their
okay.
business goal?
Okay. Thank you, Pranav. Actually, for CX strategy, we normally start with CX vision, CX vision and strategy. Like CI in my company, as a head of CI, on CI team need to understand the business strategy and brand strategy also, and we need to create a clear customer experience vision which is in line with business and brand strategy, and a quick we have to define clearly how select program should play a key role in helping to achieve that vision. In other words, we need to talk a common language with other people, as a member of the board of director and the board of management, including CEO and CMO. Okay, so after we have to develop and implement the CX framework also. Uh, from my view, it is a customer experience framework. Basically, is a structure approach that align business goal with the expectation and the desire of customer. So it also revolves around the understanding of the customer journey, identify the pain points, and design the action plan to address them effectively, like the Francis has just said. And finally, I think that like to prepare for a trip, we need to understand how much which destination we need to go to. We need to go forward. How far we have already traveled. Similarly, we need to define the appropriate metric system also. We normally starting from business goal. For example, what we talk that we need to increase the shareholder value and earning per share. That means it may link to the customer lifetime value. And customer lifetime value is impacted by, for example, customer effort score. And that's why our CX objective can be only aligned with the business objective. And the last one is that in order to ensure the alignment between CX program, CX strategy with business goal, we need to regularly monitor to ensure that our CX activity align with business direction. So if any change in the external environment market leading to the changes in business direction, CE team have to aware of that and have them accordingly have adjust the appropriate adjustment to make the brand work and align with the whole company. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We have a question here. Loretto asked that, and this is very, very good question, actually. I loved it. That once you, how to maintain the momentum of CX culture. So who would like to respond here? I open to everybody. Yeah, Jaya, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a saying that goes that culture eats strategy for breakfast, right? So no matter how much you strategize and want to do things about CX, unless you have that customer obsession culture, you're not going to be able to sustain it, right? So one thing I always remembered when driving culture is that it's important for everyone in the organization to know that no matter where they are, whether they are in a customer facing role or doing some finance or related role, at the back end, no matter where you are, everybody has the power to make a difference to our customers. And when we do these activities that help them establish and understand that link, that, hey, it's not just a report I'm creating, I'm doing something that's going to do something better for my customer. all of us either in a company either serve the customer or serve somebody who serves the customer. So I think for many of the CX culture related activities that we do, we ensure that people understand what is the value and how they impact the customer's life. And this is something that kind of they can take back, and we request them to really think about how are they going to put this into everyday practice. It is very challenging because people remember things once on CX day and most probably forget about it. But no, it is our idea, or it's our responsibility to identify those culture catalysts who will constantly talk about customer obsession and ensure that they are exhibiting all the behaviors that we want, and also recognizing such behaviors and recognizing our everyday CX heroes is a great way for us to keep this culture alive.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we'll close now. Before that, will anybody of you want to respond these questions differently?
Maybe I can
Yeah, go ahead.
keep a step at this. Now, I see a couple of keywords here: maintaining momentum in the CX culture. I think one of the observations I've seen is the employee themselves may not see the connection between what they do from day to day, their tasks, to the objectives of the organization, and also what they do is on the impact of customers on a larger scale. It could be an instant interaction, but that's fine. But what they do collectively as an organization, impacting the customers as a whole, I think there's a disconnect there. I think to maintain the momentum, organizations can do better by paying attention to that part, connecting the outcomes of CX, connecting the business strategy from doing CX, and connecting even what the CX even means for the individual by doing that, what is in it for the person. So one of the initiatives I like to share, for example, would be epic stories. If there are examples that have that the organization know about, that a certain employee has provided, go out of all the way to create a different experience and create a story so that people or the whole big organization will understand, oh wow, this is what the person did or not do, and resulting in what the impact on the customers. And you know what? That the feedback from the customers is also very strong, right? So the whole story will translate as a campaign, and with this many stories that goes around the whole year, people really understand the impact they're making.
Thank you, Francis. Thanks a lot.
Pranav,
Sandra, would you like to
I'd like,
add final comment?
yeah, I'd like to add to it as well, because culture is like my hot passion, and that I won't want to explain, but I think really we all know that culture permeates everything that we do, and in that sense, we need to make sure, firstly, that we put our money where our mouth is. We lead by example. So leading by example is what we need to be looking at, and we really be able to walk our talk. To do that, the very first thing, I think it's the best way of ensuring that it follows suit. The next is really open communication channels for all of our employees to feel like that we keep them informed about everything that we do, and that the leaders in an organization are receptive, just like to VOC, to VOE, voice of employee. Another, I think, is also us being able to empower our employees. The decisions that we take on a daily basis, why can we not train people, encourage people, push it off for them to be able to take the decisions, while we as leaders make sure that we provide them the right kind of guidance, training, the tools, we set up levels of authority and give them nice processes which are easy to manage with, so that they can serve our customers better. Again, even on onboarding new recruits, to be able to teach the recruits about what kind of culture that you are trying to, that you have, and that you want the name of your organization to be. In our case, like I said, service from my heart. What is that all about? How do we do it? How do you live that value? And so on. And so that they can really relate, and we kind of build a language of service that everybody can understand and relate to, which is mostly to do with empathy. So active listening and empathy are not easy, especially in this day and age for youngsters, but to be able to help them to deal with that. So I think these are some of the things that are good, that will help to really bring about the culture, and not forgetting the usual thing about reviewing and recognizing our voice, to promote that kind of a better culture that we all strive. Some of the newer things I think that we all do nowadays is really to promote cross-functional collaboration within and outside the organization, across departments, because together then you are able to understand and feel the pain of other divisions and your colleagues. They recognize your pain and what you're through and how they can help us. So customer experience, help us, help you to help us kind of thing. And I please help so can help our customers, and that way achieves the objectives that they're looking for. So that really somehow you infuse of customer close looping, but also VOE want to make sure that a team of people from HR, those who are involved in program, they all get together, pick up all this information through where our employees give us feedback, and to bring it up. So this the suggestions, difficulties, and everything also that they bring to us.
Yeah.
That's my little bit of adding to.
Thank you very much. That's good. That's great. Yeah, so good. So with this, we close this session. So before closing, I would like to thank all the panelists for their insights and expertise on how good customer experience delivers better outcomes for customers, employees, and organization. We have heard today about the importance of putting the customer at the center of everything we do, and how good CX can lead to increased customer satisfaction, loyalty, and advocacy. We have also heard about positive impact of good CX on employee morale, productivity, and engagement. I would like to thank again to our panelists for sharing their knowledge and insights with us today. I would also like to thank our audience for participating and committing to improve CX. If you are a CX professional or are interested in advancing your career in the fascinating field of CX, CXPA Asia invites you to join us as a professional member. Know more about us at www.cxpa.org/Asia. With this, we close the session today, and all of us wish you all a happy CX day. Happy CX Day to all of you.
Happy CX Day.
Happy CX Day to all of you, and through the year. Keep the spirit of it throughout the year.
Happy CX Day, everyone, and have a great day ahead.
Thank you.
Happy CX Day. We are ending the session now.
Thank you.